Hello students, welcome to my channel Chori Maths. I'm going to start a series which this is the first among the series of solving JAMB questions. Now for those of you who do not know what JAMB is an examination that students take so that they will get into universities in Nigeria. All right, the questions are standard questions and you need to work them out within a very short time limit. But I'm not going to be respecting the time limit here because I want to explain. So I'll do a lot of explanations. But you as an individual must work hard to see that you maximize your time in the exams. So let's start with the first question. The first question says, what is the general term of the sequence 3, 8, 13, and 18? Now you need to understand what this is talking about. It's talking about that we found the Tn, expression for Tn. That is what it's talking about. That is Tn of an AP. Because if you check the question, it is an AP. If you check, it is an AP. I'll continue to let you know why I said it's an AP. Now, in this, the first term T1, which is the same thing as A, is equals to 3. Then we have what we call common difference and AP, and common difference can be gotten from subtracting consecutive terms. So it's T2 minus T1, or you can say T3 minus T2, and it goes on. So my D, you can see, is going to be like 8 minus 3, which is 5. So I have my D as 5. Now the expression for Tn normally in an AP is A plus N minus 1D. So Tn is equals to A is 3 plus N minus 1. Then I have 5 as my D, which is equals to 3 plus 5N minus 5. Okay, so my Tn becomes 3 minus 5 is minus 2. So I'm going to have 5N minus 2. Now, if you check, the option is A. So this is my option. Good. So let's go to the second question. Now, question 2. Now, in this, it says a bag contains 8 red balls. So, number for red, we have 8. And some white balls. The number is not mentioned. So, we have our white as X because it has not been mentioned. Now, it says if the probability of drawing a white ball is half of the probability of drawing a red ball. So now let me tell you something. You see, the total in this case is going to be 8 plus X. So we have this, okay? Now remember, we said probability is number of required outcome all over number of total outcome, okay? So take note of that. So probability of picking a red ball will be the required outcome, which is number of red, which is 8, all over the total, which is 8 plus X, okay? Then the probability of picking a white ball is going to be X all over what? 8 plus X. Now from the question, it says that the probability of picking a white is half of the probability of picking a red. So we have X all over 8 plus X is going to be half of 8 over 8 plus X. Now this is going to be X over 8 plus X is equals to, I'm going to have 2 here, 1, and 2 here, 4. Of course, it is off, so it is multiplication. So this is going to be 4 over 8 plus X. Now looking at this, if you cross multiply, you are going to have X into 8 plus X. Then it's equals to 4 into 8 plus X, or X plus 8. It's still the same thing. Now I'm checking without any waste of time. You know that this cancels this, because if you divide by X plus 8, it cancels out. Okay, so we can now say that our X is equals to 4. Now since I've gotten that our X equals to 4, then we will now go back to see what they said in the last part of the question. They said we should find the probability of drawing a red ball and a white ball. Now I have a small issue with this question because it's not properly framed. Now we're supposed to know, is there any order or not? But since they make it open, then it means that they are asking us to find the probability of picking a red ball and a white ball. So you can pick a red, then pick a white, or you can pick a white and pick a red. Secondly, now recall it is stated that it's without what? Replacement, no replacement. So we should take note of that, without replacement. Now, probability of picking a red, in this case now, the total is 12 because x is 4. So it's going to be what? 8 plus 4, which is equals to 12. Now, probability of picking a red is going to be 8 over 12. Now, times, because it is and now, probability of picking a white is going to be 4 over 11. Why? Because it is without replacement. So it is, if you look at it very well, you've picked a red already. So the total will reduce by 1. That is why it is 11. Or plus, you are picking a white, which is 4 over 12. Then times, you are picking a red now, is going to be 8 over 11. Okay? Now, saying this, you are going to have 32 all over 6, all over 1, 2. Okay, yes, 1, 3, 2. Then plus 32 over 1, 3, 2. Now, doing this, you are going to end up with 16 over 33. That is when you work this out. But if you check the option, there is no 16 over 33. Now, it now boils down to probably the question supposed to be picking a red ball, then white. In that order. They're supposed to be specific. Now, if they are specific in that order that you're picking a red, then white, then the question will be instead just red, white. And if it is red, white, so probability of picking a red will be 8 over 12, then times 4 over 11. So in doing this, of course, 8 here or 2 here, let me say 4 here is 2, then 4 here is 3. So if you check, it's going to be 8 over 33. And this one will now be the answer. So please, I want to believe you understood the explanation. That is why it is having this. But from the question, the answer is supposed to be 16 over 33. So let's move to the third question. Now, this third question says we should solve the logarithmic equation, which is log base of 2, then 6 minus x, then is equals to 3 minus log of x base 2. Now, what you do here is just collect like terms. So we are going to have log of 2, then we have 6 minus x, then we have plus log of x, of course, base 2 is equals to 3. Now, applying the laws of indices, this is going to be log 2, then we are going to have 6 minus x, then times x, okay, which is equals to 3. Now, recall that from the definition of logarithms, if I have log of x base of y is equals to n, then it therefore means that y raised to power n is equals to x. Okay, you remember this. We use this to change indices to logarithms and logarithms to indices. Okay, so since we know this, then we will now go further to work our question. Now this is going to be x into 6 minus x is equals to 2 raised to power 3, which is 8. So we are going to have 6x minus x squared is equals to 8. Now when we rearrange, we are going to have x squared minus 6x plus 8 is equals to 0. Then we now factorize and work out. You agree with me that the factors in this case will be minus 2 minus 4. So x squared, you have minus 2x minus 4x, then plus 8 is equals to 0. So this is x factorizing now. I'm grouping it into 2, so I can factorize. So this is going to be x into x minus 2, then minus 4 into x minus 2 is equals to 0. So this is x minus 2 into x minus 4 is equals to 0. So in this case, x minus 2 is equals to 0, which implies that x is equals to 2. Then x minus 4 is equals to 0, which implies that x is equals to 4. So the values will be 2 and 4. Where do I have that? I have that as A. So I've gotten this answer now. The answer is A. So let me move to question 4. In question 4, we have a matrix which multiplies another matrix to have a different matrix, a 2 by 2 matrix. So my A, if I want to solve this question, let my A be matrix A, B, C, D. Okay, so it therefore means that matrix A, B, C, D now multiplies matrix 0, 1, 2 minus 1 to give me 2 minus 1, 1 and 0. Okay, so quickly let's multiply. We're going to multiply this matrix. I'm going to show you one short way of multiplying matrix that you will not make mistakes. Now remember, in multiply matrix is a row by column thing. Okay, so this is what I'm going to have. Now I'll pick this row, so I have my AB. I have my A, B, okay, that's the first. Then the second column is C, D. That is second row, sorry. Then on this, my column will be 0, 2. Then I have column 1 minus 1. Now in multiplying, A times 0 is 0. Then B times 2 is plus 2B. Then A times 1, we have A. Then B times minus 1, we have minus B. Then C times 0, of course, is 0. Then we have plus 2D. Then we have C minus D. Okay, this is what I have. So the answer will be 2B, then A minus B. Okay, then I have 2D, then C minus D. These are my answers. Now, remember, this will be equals to 2 minus 1, 1, and 0. So, in this case, we are going to compare the terms. Now, so it therefore means that 2B will be equals to 2. Can you see? I'm comparing this term now, these two. So, B, this implies that B is equals to 1. Then I will go 2D is equals to 1. Can you see it now? This. So this implies that D is equals to what? Half. Okay. Now, even without doing anything, you find out that the answer is B, because we have BD. Can you see my A? B, B, D. And you can see B, no, not A, B, D. You can see 1.5. We already have our answer. So if you wish, you can go on, but I think we should just terminate it here because you can do the rest. So we can just end up the answer is B. Why? Because we already have our BD and there's no one in the option that has that. So our answer is B. So let's just move ahead. You can get your C and A, So let's just move ahead to number 5. Okay, now number 5. A boat sails 8 kilometers north of P to Q. So it means that it is from P. So let's have our P here, and our P shall have the 4 cardinal point. Okay, so we are going north, and we are moving north, and it says for 8 kilometers. So let's say this place is 8 kilometers. So this is where we have our Q. So we are done with that. Then it sails 6 kilometers west from Q. So it now moves 6 kilometers. Remember, this is 8 km. So 6 kilometers. 6 kilometers supposed to be short compared to 8 kilometers. So let me leave it here. So this is my 6 kilometers. So this place becomes my R. Remember, here is what P. So I have my diagram. So this is 6 kilometers. So they now ask us that we should calculate the bearing of R from P. R from P. Okay, to get this, I think, let me read the question again. It is west. Okay, so I'm taking east instead of west. So I have to take it off. To start again. So watch. Okay, so I'm going to start is from P. Let me pick my P here. This is my P. I'm doing the same thing anyway. This time around is going to be west instead of east that I use. So let's move 8. So this is my 8. Now this is my P and this is my Q. Okay, so this is my Q. So it now moved west to be 6. So we'll have it here. Now remember, this is my 8 km and this is my 6 km. Okay, that is west. So we have our R here. Okay, Now, since we are asked to find the bearing of R from P, so we have to join RP. So the bearing now of R from P will start from the north of P down to the line that joins R and P. Remember, this is 90 degrees, this is 90 degrees, this is 90 degrees, and we don't know this place, okay? Now, you see the bearing. Once we can find this, we just subtract from 360. You don't even have to put your 90 degrees, 90 degrees. You may not use it, okay? Because we have a shorter way. So how can we calculate this? Now, check it out. If here is theta, then this is opposite. This is adjacent. So we have tan theta is equals to 6/8, which will be 3/4. So that is 0.75. So theta is going to be tan inverse of 0.75. And theta is equals to 36.9 to the nearest 0.1 degree. So for me to get the bearing of R from P will now be 360 minus 36.9 degrees, okay, which will be 323.1 degrees. Now to the nearest degree is actually 323 degrees. Now you can see that the answer is B. So we'll come here, we'll tick our B as our answer. Okay, so we are moving. So let's go to the next number, which is number 6. Okay, in number 6, it says an article was sold for 230 naira, and that makes a profit of 15%. Now, this is what I always tell my students. You see, cost price, take it as 100%, okay? Now, the selling price, if there is a profit, is going to be more than 100%. So it's going to be the 100 plus what? The 15, which is the profit, okay? So it's going to be 115%. Now, the 115%, okay, is the one that is equals to the money 230. Then the 100%, which is the cost price, is equals to, we don't know, let's have it as cost price. You cross multiply, you are going to have your cost price to be equals to 230 times 100 all over 115. Okay, yes, 115. Now, if you look at it, our cost price will be, I think 115, here 1, here 2. So it's going to be what? 200. That is our cost price. And look at, it was sold for 180. So it therefore means that this new selling price of 180 is actually signifying loss. Now, if you check it, the loss is going to be 200 minus 180, which is going to be 20. Remember, the cost price is 200. So if you want to find your percentage loss, it's going to be the 200 all over the cost price, which is the 20 over the cost price, which is 200 times 100%. Okay. So if you check it out, these two cancel these two, here 1, here 10. So the answer is 10%. So there's a loss of 10%. Now let's go back to, okay, this is the answer, a loss of 10%. In fact, the question says find the profit or loss. So we found that it's loss of 10%. So we have loss of 10%. So let's move to the next question, which is question 7. Now, question 7 is actually an application of differential calculus, all right? So it's just pay attention. It's going to be very simple. Now, the question says an area of an article is increasing at a constant rate of this. So what we are given in this case is the increase in area, okay? Rate of increase in area. So it's going to be the A by dt. We are given the A by dt to be equals to 1.5, okay? Centimeters square per second. Now, we are told that we should find to three singular figures the rate at which the radius of the circle is increasing. So we are looking for dr by dt. We don't know this, okay? Now, but we know that area is equals to pi r squared. So dA by dr will be 2 pi r. Now, what I'm getting to is I want to find dr by dt. Now, do you know that for me to get dr by dt, do you know I can say is equals to dA by dt times dr by dA, so that by the time dA cancel dA, we'll still end up with dr by dt. That is the logic. So let's move. dr by dt now will be equals to, what is dA by dt? 1.5. Then times, if you check, we know dA by dr. Look at it here. But this is dr by dA, so it has been inverted. Since it is inverted, then I'm going to invert this, so that's going to be 1 over 2 pi r. Now, we know what pi is. The problem is that we don't know what r is. But there is something that is being said in the question. What is said in the question is that the radius is, when the area of the circle is 2 centimeters squared. So we can use this to find the radius. Why or how? We know that area is equals to pi r squared, right? So in this case, we can now conclude that our r is going to be, that this r squared is going to be a over pi, which r now will be square root of a over pi. Okay, and the a is 2 over pi, which is 3.142. Now the square root. Now using our calculator, we are going to get our answer as, so using your calculator, you are going to have this as 0.7978. So we'll now go back to this expression and have our dr by dt as equals to 1.5 times 1 over 2 times 3.142 times 0.7978. Once again, using your calculator, you're going to have your answer as 0.299 2. Okay, but it is said that we should leave it to 3 significant figures, so we are going to pick this. So the answer is 0.299. Okay, I think that is D. So we come here, D is our answer. So we are done with that. So let's move to question 8 now. Now question 8 is a percentage error problem, which says a student is using a graduated cylinder to measure the volume of water and reports a reading of 18 ml. So we now go back. Our measured value is 18 milliliter. Then the teacher reports the value to be 18.4. So the teacher's reading is actually the actual value. So we are going to have 18.4. What is the percentage? What is student's percentage error? Now error is actually measured value minus actual value. So we are going to have 18 minus 18.4, which is minus 0.4. All right, so percentage error is equals to error all over actual value times 10 times 100%. So this is minus 0.4 all over the actual value is the teacher's reading, which is 18.4, then times 100%. Using your calculator, you are going to get your answer as, your answer will be minus 2.17%. Now, but you see, in this case, we are looking for, this is the error. This minus shows that actually the measured value is less than the measured value is less than the actual value. But the options here, it's talking about absolute error. So the absolute error is going to be positive value of this, which is going to be 2.17%. Okay, so we'll come down and pick our answer as A. So we have our answer as A. Okay, that is that for that. So let's move to the next question. The next question is actually a very simple question. It is under the topic permutation. All right. Now, for us to do this, this is a case of indistinguishable objects. Why is it indistinguishable? Check it out. We have S and S. Then we have two L's. Okay. So the way to do this work is going to be, you count how many words are there, or how many letters are in the word. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8. So it's going to be 8 factorial all over 2s, so we have 2 factorial, and l's are 2, so we have 2 factorial. So it's as simple as this. No stress. Okay, so the answer is C. So we come here, we pick our C as our answer. Okay, so let's go to number 10 now. Okay, number 10 is a compound interest problem. Without any waste of time, we are going to use the compound interest formula, which says that amount is equals to P into open bracket 1 plus R over 100 or raised to power N, where P stands for the principal, okay, and in this case, the principal is 15,700. Then we have R is for the rate, and in this case is 8%. Then N is the time, and in this case, the time is 2 years. Then, okay, A is amount. So, let's apply the formula. Amount is equals to, okay, let's understand that amount is actually principal plus interest. So in this case, the compound interest I is going to be A minus P. All right. So let's, can we just get our A now? Our A will be using the formula now. This is going to be 15,700. Now write into 1 plus 8 over 100 all raised to power 2, which will be 15,700 into 1.08 all raised to power 2. Using our calculator, our answer will be 18,312.48. But recall, we said that interest is amount minus principal. So it's going to be 18,312.48 minus 15,700. And our answer will be 2,612.48. So clearly our answer is D. So we come here, we pick our answer to be D. So we're done with this. That is good. So let's move to, okay, we have, I think, let's have a pause here. Now, I just want to advise you. I'm taking my time to solve these questions, but recall that when you are writing an exam, when you're writing this JAMB, you don't have all the time to do what I'm doing. So you have to make sure you get the short ways and just make sure you make it very easy for yourself. Now, you can contact me, through my YouTube channel. I can teach you shorter ways of doing these things, okay? So that I will do for you. But for now, I'm teaching, so I'm going to go to the details of everything to show you what it is. So let's move to number 11. Like I said earlier, number 11 is, now, this question, you can actually divide it straight, but sometimes students have problems with dividing straight, so because of mistakes. So why not, let's convert straight to base 10, do our work, then convert back to base 2. All right, so we start. Now let's pick, we have 1, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. Recall what we do. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this, the first one is going to be 2 raised to power 6, and 2 raised to power 6 is 64. Okay, then plus the next one is 2 raised to power 5, which is 32. Then of course we have 0. Then we have 2 raised to power 3, which is plus 8. Then plus 0, plus 0. Then of course 2 raised to power 0 is 1. So if you add it, you are going to get 105. Okay, let me write it well. You are going to get 105. So we are done with that. All right, so now you move to the second, which is 101. Of course this is 0, 1, 2. Of course this is 2 raised to power 2, which is 4, plus 0, then plus 1, which is 5. Then once you have 105 divided by 5, this is 21. Then you now convert your 21. Okay, this is 21, 2, this is 10, remainder 1, 2, this is 5, remainder 0, 2, this is 2, remainder 1, then 2, this is 1, remainder 0, 2, then we have 0, remainder 1. You take your reading from down. This is going to be 10101. Let's check whether we have the answer. 10101, which is D. So our answer is D. Okay, you can be very fast about this if you mean business, right? So let's move to number 12. Number 12 is a majoration problem, which says a rectangle has one side that is 6 centimeters shorter than the other. All right. So it's a rectangle. I always like drawing diagrams when I'm teaching. It helps to understand the question. Okay. But that is if you have time. All right. So a rectangle has one side 6 centimeters shorter than the other. So if this place is x, then this place will be 6 plus x. Okay. Now that is the interpretation. So it says that the area of the rectangle increased by 68. Now what's the area of this rectangle? The area is going to be 6x. Sorry, not 6x. 6 plus x. 6 plus x times x. Okay. Now it is increased by 68 if we add 2 centimeters on each side. Now adding 2 centimeters on each side means here is going to be plus 2 and here plus 2. So to write it, this is going to be increased by 68. Now the new area is actually 6 plus x plus 2 times x plus 2. Now it is going to give us this area, which is 6 plus x all into x, then plus 68. That is the meaning. Okay. Now this is going to be x plus 8 into x plus 2 is equals to x into 6 plus x, then plus 68. Now this is x squared plus 10x plus 16 is equals to 6x plus x squared plus 68. Now collecting like term, this is x squared plus 10x minus 6x minus x squared is equals to 68 minus 16. Now x will cancel x, so I have 4x is equals to 52. So x is equals to 52 over 4, which is equals to 13. And I think I have 13 in the option, which is C. So we are done with this. We are okay with this. So let's move quickly to number 13. Okay, number 13 is actually a statistics problem, which it is said that we should estimate the median. Now, median, which is ME, is having the formula, which will be the lower class boundary of the median class plus into n over 2 minus FC all over F, then times C. Now, I explain these letters. LE is lower class or median class. N is the total frequency. Then FC is the cumulative frequency before that of the median class. Then C is actually the class width. And we have F, which is the frequency of the median class. Now, how do we get the median class? To get the median class is going to be N over 2, the position, okay? Now, if you check, the total frequency now is 107. So this is 107 over 2. You know, it is maybe 50 plus, okay? So that is just what we need to know. We don't have to go into details. Now, check it out. You see, this is going to be 29. 29 plus 40, you are going to have 69. Then this is 107. Now, this is the cumulative frequency thing that we're talking about, okay? So, now, from the definition of what we have, we need to get the lower class boundary. Now, the class boundary here is 6.5, okay, to 8.5, okay, because that is the median class. Why is it the median class? We are looking for 50, and 50 falls within this range. So that is our median class, okay? So we'll now move. LE is actually going to be 6.5. Then we have our N to be 107. Then we have our cumulative frequency before the median class, which is FC, is going to be 29. Then I need F, frequency of the median class, which is 40. Then the class width, okay? The class width is gotten by subtracting the two class boundaries, which is 8.5 minus 6.5. So the class width is equals to 2. So we'll put it back into the formula so that we can find our median. So this is going to be 6.5 plus into 107 all over 2 minus FC, which is going to be 29, then all over 40, then times 2. That is what we have. So it's going to be 6.5, then plus what is in the bracket is 13.5. But remember, this over 40, then times 2. 2 here, 1, 2 here, 20. So I'm going to do 13.5 divided by 20, which will give me 0.675. Now, added to 6.5, I will get. Okay, I think there's a mistake somewhere. I think this this is not 7.5. And this answer is not 13.5. I think it should be 24.5. Okay. So by the time I divide 24.5 over 20, I'm going to have 1.225. Okay. Sorry for that. Now, I think if you add, you are going to have 7.725. Okay. Which is A. So I have my answer. I'll go here to pick my A as my answer. Of course, if I should continue with the other one, I will not find the answer, so I have to do it again. Okay, so thank you for understanding. So let's go to number 14. Okay, number 14 is a simple interest problem that will lead to simultaneous equation, blah blah blah, and like that. Okay, so just watch and learn. At simple interest, a man made a deposit of some money in the bank. We don't know. So let that money be our principal P. Okay, the amount in his bank account for 10 years is 3 times the money deposited. Okay, so how do I get this done? 3 times the money deposited will be the money in his bank, and the money in his bank is going to be the principal, that is the amount now, the principal plus the interest, and the interest is PRT over 100. Okay, so we have 3P is equals to P. Okay, this 3P is actually the amount, so take note. P plus P, because we don't know P, times the rate. We don't know the rate. I think we don't know. Yes, we don't know the rate. Then the time is 10 years all over 100. Now, if you check, if you divide through by P, you are going to have 3 is equals to 1 plus this cancel this. So we are going to have R over 10. Now, taking this one, this to this place, we are going to have 2 is equals to R over 10. So our R is actually 20%. So we've gotten that. Now, the second part of the question, where we have the question actually says, if the interest rate stays the same, after how many years will the amount be 5 times the money deposited? So what you are going to do here, now you are talking about amount, which is 5P. Now, this is going to be principal plus the interest, this time around 2. So 5P is going to be P plus, this time around, we don't know P yet, but we know the rate, which is 20. Then times the time, that is what we are looking for, of course, over 100. So what is going to happen here is year 1, year 5. Of course, if you divide through by P, you are going to have 5 is equals to 1 plus T over 5. Now, 1 coming here, we have 4 is equals to T over 5. Cross multiplying, T is going to be what? 20. And 20 what? 20 years. So that is how we work this. And of course, we have our 20 years to be C. So our answer is C. So let's go to number 15. Okay, number 15 is a GP problem under sequence and series. Now they say that the second term of a GP, T2, is equals to minus 2 over 3. Remember, Tn in a GP is AR raised to power n minus 1. So we can safely say T2 is the same thing as AR is the same thing as minus 2 over 3. Now, and the sum to infinity is 3 over 2. What is sum to infinity? S infinity is equals to A over 1 minus R, which is the same thing as 3 over 2. They ask us to find the common ratio. We don't know the common ratio, but you can find the common ratio. And how do we do that? Okay, let's see this one as equation 1. So from equation 1, AR is equals to minus 2 over 3. So we can now see that our A will be, we divide both sides by R. This is going to minus 2 over 3R. So we are done with that part. Now remember, sum to infinity is A over 1 minus R is equals to 3 over 2. So we'll now substitute for A so that I'm going to have minus 2 over 3R all over 1 minus R is equals to 3 over 2. Now for sharp mathematics students, you agree with me that this particular expression can be written as minus 2 all over 3R into 1 minus R. Now it's equals to 3 over 2. When you cross multiply, you're going to have minus 4 is equals to 3 into 3R, then 1 minus R. Like this. This is minus 4 is equals to 9R into 1 minus R, which is minus 4 is equals to 9R minus 9R squared. Rearranging it, we are going to have 9R squared minus 9R minus 4 is equals to 0. So, solving this quadratically, this time this is minus 36R squared. So factors that will multiply to give you minus 36 and sum to give you minus 9 will be, I think the factors will be minus 12R, okay, minus 12R and 3R. So we are going to have 9R squared minus 12R plus 3R minus 4 is equals to 0. So when I group it into 2, okay, like to solve normal quadratic equation, I think I can bring 3R here so that I'm going to have 3R minus 4. Then plus, of course, 1 is common, so 3R minus 4 is equals to 0. So I have 3R minus 4 into 3R plus 1 is equals to 0. So 3R minus 4 is equals to 0, implying that R is equals to 4 over 3. Then I have 3R minus 1, plus 1 is equals to 0, implies that R is equals to minus 1 over 3. But for... now let me even check. Look at the answers. I have 4 over 3 and minus 1 over 3. And when you come to the option, we have 4 over 3 and minus 1 over 3. So which are we going to pick? Now you need a simple rule. You see, for a GP like this to converge, that is sum to infinity to converge, the R must be less than 1, okay? And because of this condition, then our answer must be minus 1 over 3. So therefore, we go there and circle minus 1 over 3 as our answer. Thank you for watching this video. You can settle down to watch it over and over to really get to know what I'm talking about. Now, let me repeat something. I told you from the beginning that there are simpler ways to work these questions, but I'm teaching now. And that is why I took my time to explain this. But normally, you're not supposed to exceed 20 minutes in solving these questions, no matter how slow you are, all right? Some of them are very simple, and some of them are a bit challenging. So you use the time that use the extra time for the simpler questions to work out the lengthier questions or the more challenging questions, okay? So watch out for part 2. Part 2 is going to start from 16, all right? So I look forward to seeing you in part 2. So thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be your tutor for this JAMB this year, and I want to believe you are going to pass. So like I said, you can always message me. You contact me through my YouTube channel, and I will make sure I answer you. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll meet in part 2.